So a very popular topic about the content of Canada is why people are leaving Canada. Today in this video, I'm going to share my insights on this topic, and I am eligible to speak on this topic because I have observed the ground realities and how the circumstances are here in Canada for a year and a month now, because I came here in February 2023 and this is March 2024. So in this 1 year of observation and analysis, what have I concluded why people are leaving Canada? I will sum up all the important reasons for you. Especially I'm making this video for the audience who's aspiring to come to Canada on work visa or visit visa or as permanent residents, and who want to see themselves as Canadian citizens in the years to come. So this video will play a very important role in your decision whether or not you should come to Canada. But before I get into the details, I request you to please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Honest Reviews Canada. So without any further ado, let's delve straight into the topic: why people are leaving Canada. So the number one reason people used to come to Canada was the property value, because Canada is a hot destination for immigrants from all over the world. Canada is one of the few countries who offers people a chance and an opportunity to make their home here, call this land their home, no matter where in the world they come from. And the property prices have appreciated remarkably over the decades in the recent past. Following that trend, many people were excited to invest in Canada, to buy homes here. There are plenty of homes in Toronto, in the GTA area, who belong to investors who are not even in Canada. So what they used to do was buy homes here and see their property values raise, and meanwhile they would put their properties on rent and earn good rent while sitting in some third world country where the cost of living was substantially lesser compared to what it is in Canada. Back then, the interest rates used to be very low. People used to get homes on mortgages that were substantially lower than what they are now. Like the mortgage or interest rates would be 1 to 2 or 3%, whereas now they are upwards of 6%. So even though the prices of houses nowadays is lesser compared to what they used to be before, like 1 or 2 years ago, the homes have depreciated in price. But that is primarily because of the fact that the mortgages have gone so high up that the overall property value has gone down. But since people are not willing to invest in property, that's what has driven their values down. Because if they were to buy houses, they would have to buy expensive mortgages as well. It is expected that once this situation gets better, the house prices will increase because the mortgages will go down, so more people will be ready or willing to invest in houses. So the number one reason people used to come here was to buy homes and see their values raise, whereas that's not what's happening nowadays. It's kind of at a standstill from that perspective. So there are not a lot of buyers in the market right now because of the high mortgage, and this is primarily attributable to the effects of COVID-19 that we've recently come out of. So the whole world is in a way dealing with inflation and the high cost of living. You would have seen, wherever you're watching my video from, you would have seen the prices of groceries go up, and likewise in every other realm of life the prices have gone up. So yeah, that's pretty much the case here in Canada as well. So that's the number one reason, that the people who used to come here to buy property are not finding the situation or the circumstances favorable for themselves, and they came up with high hopes and expectations, but compared to that, what they saw here has made them decide to leave Canada. The number two reason people leave Canada is they come with a different set of expectations that is in total contrast to what this country has to offer. Meaning I come from a place where these countries have built a very good image. Like, they've promised that they would provide a very beautiful lifestyle, a very prosperous kind of lifestyle, where it's very easy to earn big, make good money in a very short span of time, whereas that's not the reality. Here you have to start from scratch, make a lot of compromises on your cost of living, on your quality of living, on a lot of things, and then it's over the years that you see yourself progressing through the stages and reaching a point where you can really say, yes, you've progressed, and yes, you've climbed up the ladder, and you are at a platform that is very high up as compared to where you came from. So it takes time, but people, they are impatient and they want to just see the results overnight, and that's not what happens for the new immigrants. So yes, this country is still a land of opportunities, but not for somebody who wants to see results in a matter of a few months, or within a year, you know. Even the man who is the richest man here in Canada, or the person who has made a lot of properties, even it took that person a lot of time to study the real estate, to learn the tricks of the trade, and then he was able to buy a lot of homes. I think that's a realtor somewhere from India. I don't exactly, his name is not on the front of my head right now, but yes, it takes time to progress in a new land. So people who are impatient and who want to see results right there and then, Canada is not a country for them, and once they realize this, they leave this country. And then I see some Muslims leaving Canada as well, and they have a very solid reason to leave Canada, because Canada is not a Muslim country. Well, it might provide a culture and environment that might be suitable to practice Islam to an extent, but the overall environment is not very suitable or favorable to raise children in, because of the heavy influence of the society and the culture, and the kind of influences and distractions there are everywhere, and they are brewed and weaved into the culture and the curriculum as well. Like, you know, some things are such that they are in total contrast to our religious values. For example, you know, the homo culture here, the gay culture here. I understand that this country respects their rights and all, and like there's this pride and everything, but facts are facts, and facts are that Islam does not have any allowance for that. So yeah, religion is religion, and once people think that they are being very heavily influenced, or this is not the kind of culture they would want to raise their children in, they decide and leave. So this is one reason that Muslims might want to leave Canada. Some people leave Canada because they come and they genuinely make an effort to find jobs here, but somehow, because of destiny, because everybody has their own unique destiny and fate has a very important role to play in this. So they try but cannot land good jobs for themselves, or some of them are able to land jobs, but before coming here they had such high hopes and self-esteem and you know, determination, that no matter what kind of job in the initial phase, they would cope and they would be able to do that kind of job. But when they actually find themselves in that situation, serving as a security guard somewhere, or doing the dishes, or maybe standing in a grocery store doing people's bills, they do not find themselves in the right spot. They think that this is not something that they always aspired to get or they wanted to get. Yes, they knew that this is what this country would be offering them in the initial stages, but once they are in this situation, they don't see themselves coming to terms with the situation, because they might have come from a country where they were serving as a general manager, or they were the owner of a company, or were a captain or a brigadier, you know. They could be serving in any government position, and they came to Canada because this is a first world country. No matter how high up the rank you are serving in your home country, if that's a third world country, you would always have this impression that Canada and the US and the UK, they are first world countries and there's everything good about them. But once they come here and start afresh and start from the low wages jobs and these menial kinds of works, they think this is not something for them, and or something that they can keep doing. And the moment they realize this, there is when they start making the arrangements to go back. These are pretty much the reasons. And then somebody could also go back because of the depression that might set in because of homesickness or the distance from relatives, or living in a basement, because we've lived in a basement and we know what it makes us feel like sometimes, especially for my spouse, for my wife, because she's not a working mom. She has to stay at home because the younger child is totally dependent on her. So there are times when she has to go through a lot because she's all by herself. There's no external help, there's no maids help as well, because yes, you can get maids here, but they're so expensive that it's just better to try to do everything by yourself. And then when you're all by yourself all day long and your husband is out there for work and you have to manage and do everything, and day in and day out is the same routine, repetitive cycles, then it might get frustrating, especially when you come from a lifestyle where you were very outgoing or a social person, or you were doing a lot in a lot less money. So yes, there are some people who get frustrated because of this anger and anxiety and frustration as well. And then because of the cold weather, which is not so much of a problem here in Ontario because it's not so cold here, but for some people who are in Saskatchewan or Alberta or Calgary, I can totally understand that weather could also be a reason pushing them to go back. So these are a few of the reasons that people go back. Having said this, I've not seen many people want to go back here in Canada. Yes, I've seen people struggling here. I've seen people in problem or not doing so well in Canada, but even they are not willing to give up their struggle or their efforts to try to make here in Canada, make it big in Canada. I've not seen even one family leaving Canada, me in person, like the people I know in my neighborhood, in my social circle, in my work circle. I've not seen people leaving Canada. In fact, I've only seen people trying their hardest to make here in Canada and just try to, like I've seen students try to get permanent residence any way they can, and they keep looking for newer and newer pathways that Canada government comes up with to offer permanent residence or work permits or extension of work permits, things like that. I've not seen people willing to leave Canada. That's not true. So, but if somebody could leave Canada, I think I've pretty much summed up all the reasons that people might want to leave Canada. If you think anything was missed out, you can comment below and add to what I've said, and do tell me how did you find this video, whether you found it useful or not, and what else would you like me to talk about. And do give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.